I hope we're live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to PhotoJoseph's Photo Moment. First live daily photo show on the YouTube every weekday morning at 9:30. And we're having a little bit of issues today. Okay, first of all, I'm back home, but I didn't want to be in the studio this morning. So I've got a job to do this morning, so I figured I'm just going to do this from a local park where, according to the T-Mobile map, I have superb LTE coverage. And when I got here and I tested, and it was great. I had like 5 megabit up and 30 down, but the up is what matters. And then we get everything set up, we start streaming, and it's all good, and then it just suddenly is not good. So I don't know. You guys tell me if the signal's any good or not. I do not see, oops, wrong button. I do not see the signal strength anymore on the phone. Now that I'm live, it doesn't show me that. That'd be too convenient. But let's just talk about how I'm going live, and then let's do a show. So as you've probably guessed by now, I am using the Mevo. Little inception there. There's the Mevo and the iPhone. I'm using audio off of the iPhone. Nice and easy. I'm at a public park. God only knows what's going to happen here. Nice and easy for the audio. A little lav mic. Obviously, you need the lightning adapter because it's an iPhone 7, so you need that. But that's that. That's set up, and that's all there is to it. I'm not even using the boost right. It's kind of the super simple one. I brought the boost with me because I was back home, so I grabbed it. But see, proof in the pudding, it's not being used right now because I wanted to do this nice and easy style. Now the Mevo is sitting on my little baby pocket tripod. You guys have seen that thing before. I can't show it to you because, wait, if I do this, let's see, if I do that, will you, no, it's not gonna work. Because just I wanted to give it a little tilt up, and I had that thing because that's always attached to my GH5. But that's how I'm doing the live stream today. So I can do a little punch in, I can do that whole thing, but I don't know if I'm going to because, you know, we're just gonna keep the wide shot, I think, for the most part here. And then a phone call comes in and hopefully doesn't interrupt the stream. Ooh, that was close. Good Lord. No, I know that 5 up isn't good, but it's good enough to do this. But when it falls apart completely, then it's not so good. Anyway, let's just see what's going on. So, and Ryan's telling me don't move the phone so much. It works better that way. Okay, I'm gonna set the phone down over here because I don't actually need the phone. Hopefully. I would like to be able to see what's happening. Let's see if I can find a way to prop this thing up. Maybe I can use the boost that I'm not using to prop up the phone. All right, let's see here. We're gonna leave it like that. That's good. I can see the screen. Don't really need to see the screen. Hopefully this is gonna work. People looking at me like, why is that guy talking to himself? That's what happens in a public park. All right, so let's see if this works, shall we? I'm getting some signal, you're getting some periodic buffering. It's probably because I'm moving the phone around. Let the phone sit. Let's stabilize the signal a little bit, and let's see what happens. All right, so I don't really need to do that. So yeah, this is a what's in your bag. So I went, as you guys know, I went to Portland yesterday. Had a meeting with MacFun. Super duper meeting, by the way. Went really, really well. All I can tell you is future stuff. And fingers crossed that it's going to go, you know, as we've discussed. There's a lot of ifs and ands, and you know how that goes. Don't know if everything's going to happen we talked about, but if things go to plan, you guys are going to love this. But it's going to be a while. This isn't like something we're going to come out with next week. This is, you know, down the road. But yeah, fingers crossed. This could be something really, really good, really, really cool. So we'll see what happens. And that is all I'm going to tell you. I was going to do an unbagging, what's in my bag while I was up there because it's fun. I just went up for the day, flew back in the afternoon, I was home for dinner. You know, had breakfast at home and dinner at home. How's that? That's pretty good. And so I didn't carry much. I just had my Peak Design bag. It's all I needed to carry. And honestly, I didn't use most of what was in here. I brought stuff because I thought I'd do a live show, so I had the Mevo, and in case I wanted to shoot, so I had the GH5. But I packed a lot of stuff into this little bag and didn't use any of it except for the drone. So let's just have a little look at see what's in there. So let's get rid of that. So first thing that's in the bag, good Lord, I'm sure that was totally necessary. First thing that's in the bag is the Mevo sitting right there. And, yeah, the little guy, just the whole thing, just the little guy, not with the whole boost, and that was great. So that's in the bag. Obviously, I can't show that to you coming out of the bag because, there you go. Oh, I'm getting told that I'm still peaking. My audio is peaking. All right, let me bring my audio levels down just a touch. It's great that Ryan is able to give me a little feedback here as we're going. Okay, audio levels are down a little bit. It's a cool thing about the Mevo, too. I do have control over my audio levels on there, which is very nice. Good, and people are telling me that things are going good. Audio a little high, but we just brought that down, so hopefully that's good. Fingers crossed. Okay, so Peak Design bag. The iPad Pro was in the back, but the iPad Pro is sitting right here now because I am monitoring the chit chat. But iPad Pro, I didn't bring my laptop, didn't need a laptop, just the iPad Pro. So that goes in the back of this. But let's get into the inside, get into the fun stuff in here. Let's see how this works. Yes, pretty decent view. Let me close this so I can see what's going on. Alrighty, first off, what's in here. Ooh. This little bag, by the way, this came with the Peak. I got this Peak Design bag. What is this thing called? I forget what it's called, but I got this thing when it was a Kickstarter project. And this little bag is the wee little drone. It's missing its propellers, though. I did realize, I mean, I kind of knew this, but I'd never tried it until last night, that I can take the propellers off. Putting this into a soft bag with the propellers on is probably a bad idea. Too easy for it to bend and get broken. But I didn't want to take, the whole case is big. The whole case makes it bigger than the Mavic, go figure. So I didn't want to do that. So there's my, now it's functioning again. It's still got a little dirt in there. If you didn't see yesterday's crash flight, it didn't crash. It's just like I was flying really low to the ground because I'm smart like that. And I don't know if I must have pushed down when I meant to push up. I don't know. But it went and it just kind of skipped on the ground like that. And it jammed dirt up into the gimbal. And I still see, I can hear a little crunchy every once in a while. But it's working itself out. It's getting better. Anyway, so of course I had to take this guy with me because why not? Obviously got to fly, so that was the one thing I did get to do. And then there's the wee little propellers. So it's nice that you can do this. So you don't have to worry about the propellers getting broken off. They just pop off nice and easy, and then keep those tucked in there. In this wee little bag, also the charger, because you know the battery lasts for like 15 minutes and you're done. And then charging cable for the Mavic. No, that's for the iPhone. Charging cable for the Spark. Charging cable for the iPhone. Very handy of DJI to make something that looks identical to the Apple display, right? I mean, it matches the color of the Spark fine, but still, I just, really? Because I need cables that I can't tell apart in my bag. And that's all that's in there. So that's that. Nice and easy. Spark drone. Having so much fun. I'm going to leave that right there, right in view, because it's cute. All right, then, let's see here. Oh, underneath that, the bottom of this, so that's where the Mavic was sitting, is my battery pack. They make smaller ones of these now. This one is made by a company called RAV Power. This is 15,000 milliamp hours. So this is a pretty good sized battery, but you can get smaller ones than this now. This one's got 2 USB ports, a 1 amp and a 2 amp port, so you can do a fast charge or a slower charge off of that. It also has a DC output, although I never used it for anything, but with this you could charge anything, basically, well, with the right adapter, obviously. There's a spider crawling across my Mevo now. It would be really fascinating if he crawls across the screen. If you suddenly see something going across the screen, God, that'd be awesome. Come on, little Spidey. Go. Okay, that little spider just flew. Go away, spider. Anyway, big power brick thing. Been using this for a few years now. Like I said, I'm sure there's smaller ones, but this thing is awesome. All right. Naturally, the GH5 had to go with the GH5. I didn't shoot anything, but I took the GH5, got my my clip, my, what's this thing called again? The Spider holster clip on there. The holster itself is in there somewhere. And the little mini tripod that I always talk about, but that is being used right now to hold up the Mevo, so that's not on here. The lens that I've got on here is just one of my favorites. I've talked about this one many times, my Zhongyi 25mm f/0.95 lens. Really nice and shallow depth of field. Great little lens. Fun, 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 small, lightweight. You could have put the 15 on there. I decided to take this one. Didn't matter, I didn't shoot anything anyway, but you know, can't leave home without your GH5, right? So there's that. Just in case I did anything serious with that. That's bad. Stay. Just in case I did anything serious with that, of course I had to have the microphone, which I can't really put, if I put this on, it doesn't really fit in the bag well, right? It doesn't. So I just took it off. Obviously, if I'm going to be out shooting, it takes a few seconds to put this on, and then at that point I'm going to have this hanging off my belt anyway. So there you go. So there's that. Bart's saying the GH5 looks gigantic. Let's put it right here. Let's put it right. There we go. The GH5. Let's get that off so it looks nice and pretty. Perfect. Just the GH5 view. And then in the last little pouch, you see kind of how I had this. All right, now it's in the way. How I had this divided up into 3 little pieces. On this side over here was where the microphone was, so that was in there, right? Along with this little pouch. Now this is this kind of goes anywhere that I'm planning on going live with. Stay, I'll get that up later. This is my little bag of microphone tricks. So the microphone that I'm wearing right now is in here, along with the adapter for the iPhone, that was in here. And a second microphone, because if I want to do something with 2 people, you need 2 microphones, and then my little splitter for the 2 microphones, and the TRS to TRRS adapters, and the 25-foot cable, you know, all that. You've seen all this stuff before, but this is my little portable, I can go live, even just from the iPhone, I can go live, but have great audio. So this basically goes anywhere where I might be going live, which these days is pretty much all the time. So this is a must-have. That's always, always, always with me. And the bottom of that was, the bottom of this hole was the Mevo. So the Mevo doesn't really have a case just for the little one. I've got the big one with the booster pack and everything, so it's a much bigger case. Didn't need that, didn't want the boost, so I just had it wrapped up in a nice little cloth and shoved in there. And that's that. And then in the front, let's see how this is gonna work out. Everything's gonna fall out when I do this, isn't it? I better get this out of the way. Move this over here. What's going on in the comments? Shark says, I don't have credit card, I have debit card, and by that I can't buy your GH5 training course. Are you going to upload it to Udemy? No, it's not going to Udemy. It'll be on Lynda, and you can use PayPal if you have PayPal. Otherwise, you can, drive to Ashland and give me cash. That works too. Kind of hard to do anything these days without a credit or debit card. Okay, battery pack for the iPhone. Always, if I'm doing a trip, I'm taking this with me because you never know. I brought this. So this is funny. So I brought this without anything to plug it into. What are you going to do? That's my little 4G LTE thing. But I say that, and yet I have, and I haven't tested it yet. So a viewer told me, this had to be 4-6 weeks ago, a long time ago, told me, because remember how if you've got, I can't pick it up, but if you've got the Boost, the Mevo Boost, it has a USB port on it, right? So that I can plug this into the USB port on the Boost, the Mevo Boost, and go online. And someone said, well, you can get this little USB spidery thing that will allow you to connect this to the Mevo on its own. The Mevo on the back of it has a little mic, I don't know, what is that called? Micro USB or mini or whatever that USB is, whatever that one is. I can plug this into there and then this into here, and that will work. And so I found one on Amazon and I ordered it, expecting it to show up in 2 days, and then realized what I had ordered was a $3 cable from China that took 6 weeks to get here. This finally arrived, but I haven't tested it yet. But according to the viewer, and I'm sorry I don't remember the name of who posted this because that was a while ago, I should be able to plug this combination into the Mevo without the Boost and still be able to use this. And from there, I could even plug in a hub and then plug in microphone. And the microphone works great off of the iPhone as we're doing here. But it's an interesting little theory. So I'm looking forward to trying this, not today, but I'm looking forward to trying this because this would allow me to have this to go live instead of using the iPhone. Seriously, and I can't put the phone into airplane mode because then I wouldn't be able to do this. Okay, Mevo, solve that problem. How do you block calls but not turn off your LTE? That'd be a neat trick. Okay, so there's that little combination that was in there, but I didn't need. I didn't use anything in this bag. It's kind of ridiculous. I carried this thing around and didn't need anything, but what are you gonna do? Let's see here. Also in here, what's in this? Oh, that's just the belt clip. So there's the belt clip for the Spider, right? You guys have seen that. And there's a couple of GH5 batteries, which I clearly didn't need since I didn't shoot anything, but I brought extra batteries. It's one of those things, if you don't, I swear to God, if I went out with the GH5, without the GH5, I would come across the most epic shooting situation and be so pissed that I didn't have it. And if I went out with the GH5 and one battery, I would find the most epic shooting situation that I needed 3 batteries for, but I only had 1. So I travel with 3 batteries. It's not like they weigh much. So the batteries are in there. And then, of course, I've got my Lightning to SD card reader. So if I wanted to copy any footage off of either the camera, the GH5, or off of the Spark. Now the Spark, you can Wi-Fi things. In the GH5, you can Wi-Fi things too, but of course, if you got a lot of stuff to transfer, then that's gonna be a lot better. Apple Pencil, because I'm finally starting to use this more now that Affinity Photo is out and I'm using that quite a bit. This is pretty awesome to have. And my headphones. I've been wanting to talk about these headphones for a long time, and I've been a little remiss in not doing it. These things are fantastic. So just to give you an idea of the size of these guys here, tiny, tiny little in-ear, very high quality monitors. The company that makes these is called ACS. I'm sure these things have a name to them, but I don't know. But you can see they're little in-ears. They're translucent, so they're clear looking. They don't have these big, huge things sticking out of your head. And the way these go in, they're like the monitors that I wear on air for the shows in the studio. The wires are super thin, but super strong, according to the website, and I haven't broken them yet, so that's good. These go, let me show you what these look like when they're in. As always, I have a hard time remembering which is left and which is right. It does say on there, but it's like a tiny little thing. It's funny because it's like they go in weirdly backwards from how you would expect. It always takes me a few minutes to figure out, right, that's the way it goes. So then, I'm just gonna put this behind my head. Oh, crap. I'm gonna put this behind my head here. They go over the ears, right? Just like the ones in the studio, except the studio ones have this like stiff thing that goes over. These result in this tiny little invisible wire that then I can cinch up on the back. And now I've got headphones in. And if I'm listening to music or whatever, they're they're not noise canceling, but they're isolating. And I'm probably talking a lot louder right now because I don't hear myself as much. But for listening to music on airplanes or anything, or playing games, whatever, if you're on an airplane, these are fantastic. So these are my travel headphones. And then since they're so tiny and light, I used to carry big noise canceling ones. And I really do like the big noise canceling ones. And then I carried smaller over the ear ones because I really like those too. But it's kind of hard to beat the size of this. And then this little wrapping thing that I've got here is called a spoolie. This was another really cool Kickstarter. I love Kickstarter project. It's the spoolie. I'm sure they're still making these things. Is that going to focus? Probably not. It's probably too close. But S-P-O-O-L-E-E, spoolie. It's a spoolie. They come in all kind of colors. I got like half a dozen of these things just for wrapping up your headphones. Super cute little things. Is there anything else in here? Nothing there. Money. Don't leave home without that. God, I got to the airport and thought, oh my God, did I leave my ID? Did not. And that was it. So all that packed into this wee little bag. Oh wait, is there something else here? Oh, oil wipes, because if I'm going on the camera, I want to look good. I didn't do that today, but I'm not in the sun, so that's okay. Yeah, that's it. That's what was in the bag. So let's see what's going on in the comments here, because I'm totally ignoring it now. Ooh, live chat. Right, let's get this out of the way. There's all kinds of stuff flying by here. People walking by looking at me again. Alrighty, I am indeed live, as we saw. Hopefully the audio got good. Bart saying, Sporty and Slippy secretly want a Mavic. Right. I do. Oh, there's no question. There's no question I want a Mavic. I will, well, first of all, really used to flying this thing, right? Get really good at it. I will probably end up killing it at some point, given my track record so far. But I'm going to try not to. I do want a Mavic. I will... well, I definitely won't buy a Mavic as it is today. Version 2, presumably there will be a version 2 at some point. If I feel like I've outgrown this, and or I feel like I have a commercial use for the drone, then that'd be the time to get the Mavic 2. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, look, and Ryan confirmed that this is not a secret. He's waiting for the Mavic 2. There you go. Which lens are you using right now? Right now, this lens, this is the Mevo. So it's just the built-in Mevo lens. So I can do the tight shot. Get rid of all these displays. I can do the tight shot on there if I want to. I really like the Mevo for live stuff like this. It is just so cool. It really, really is. Let's go back to the wide shot there. I like the wide shot. That's why you see the gray bars. Yeah, see, we're still getting the gray bars in there. Mevo knows, Mevo, Livestream knows about it. We're, hopefully we're going to get this sorted out. Shirok says, I live in India. How can I pay you? Any other options? Oh, that must be the same person about the visa thing. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man. Reach out to me via the comments or send me an email. It's not that hard to find my email address. And tell me what options you have for sending money internationally. If you have a way to send me money, I can add the training to your account manually, right? If you can get me money somehow. But, you got to pay for it, obviously. That's only fair to everybody else who has paid for it. But Shirok Sharma, just email me. Tell me how you do have it, what method you do have. Even if it's bank transfer, I'll take it. I take cash dollar. Bart says, Signal's getting angry when you talk about using other wireless methods it knows. That's funny. Scott says, do not disturb mode. No, do not disturb will still, wait, will do not disturb block the phone? I guess that would block the phone calls. No, it'll still come up. It won't ring, but the phone call will still interrupt the screen in Do Not Disturb. It doesn't just send all calls to voicemail. Basically, that's what I need is a send all calls to voicemail. Do Not Disturb will keep the notifications, your text message notifications, calendar alerts from popping up, but that won't actually block the phone calls. I'd have to block all calls. I don't know if you can do that. If there's a way to block all calls, like a toggle, a Do Not Disturb any phone call, block all calls, let me know. That'd be cool. Any chance you can share some samples of that lens? You must now be talking about this lens on here. I shoot with this lens all the time. I will do, so I've started doing a series on the lenses, right? I did the 100 to 400 last week, or was that this week, or whenever that was. I will do some more on that lens. I'm going to do it. That one that I showed was about the still photography side of it. I will do one about video with that lens. Yeah, because it's awesome. And I will get to this lens eventually, and then I'll talk specifically about this. But if you look at my Instagram, obviously I'm probably not saying on there what lens it is, but I don't know. It's a great lens. It really is. Let's see here. Ryan, see if you can find this. I did a shoot for kind of a senior portrait thing, but it was an all day. We went out and shot all over the place, senior experience, if you call it that. And I did talk about that shoot, And in that shoot, obviously I showed, in talking about the shoot, obviously I showed a lot of pictures, and I did use this lens quite a bit for that because I love the lens flare that I get off of it. So some of the outdoor stuff with funky lens flare was shot with this little lens. Really cool lens. I like it a lot. Bart says, what you cooking for the 4th? We're going down to a friend's house who's got a place on the cliffs in Santa Cruz, and he's a big barbecuer slash smoker, and he's got a brand new smoker coming in. We're going to be breaking it in. So I told him we got to have a little rib cook-off because he and I have very different techniques for doing ribs. So I think we're going to do that. I don't know if that'll be on the 4th or sooner, but you can expect some good food to happen on the 4th. I promise. We'll post pictures. Some sweet long exposures. I don't know what you're talking about. Curdy says, today I just got my Panasonic Nekteck 42.5. Bitchin'. Such a great lens. Such a beautiful lens. That's cool. No ND filter in the bag, Birdieface says. No, because this lens, I don't have an ND filter to fit this. The only ND that I have is the, what size is it? 58? Whatever, the one that fits the 2470 and the 70-200 lens. I only have that one ND filter. I really only bring that out when I'm doing a real shoot, like I'm doing a commercial shoot. That's kind of the only time I break out the ND. Stuff, if I was shooting with this and it was too bright, I guess I'd just stop it down. Obviously I wouldn't get the shallow depth of field, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, I don't want to have all that stuff. Scott says it will block, now we're talking about the DJI Spark, it will block phone calls unless the caller calls twice in 5 minutes. It'll block phone calls if the phone's locked, right? But doesn't it still show up on the screen? That's the problem, because the phone has to be unlocked for me to do this. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. DND does send all calls to voicemail. You can define if someone can breach the DND. Yeah, the DJI Spark, right? I got that. But I thought that the phone call still came up on screen. I will have to test it. Okay, I'll test it. We'll test that next week. Ryan, write that down. We'll test that next week. Ryan says, is that one of the behind the photo episodes? No, it's not a behind the photo episode. I'll have to find it. I'll find it. I'll send you the link, Ryan. You can add it to this podcast. Ryan is back in the studio monitoring things for me. Florian says, oh, hey, Florian. Finally a chance to watch these live. Awesome. Glad you're here. And Chevron Ranger says, I was guessing you would be taking some firework pictures for the 4th. I will likely, because we could be seeing some really beautiful fireworks stuff. But here's the thing. I usually don't shoot on the 4th because it's a family event, right? I'm out with my wife and the kids, and we got one of my kids' friends with us, so we're going to have 4 kids in tow. I can't set up a tripod and start shooting and ignore the kids, right? That's just, it's not cool for the family, so I don't. If we end up, we don't know if we'll be able to see the fireworks from our friend's house. If we end up staying at their house to watch the fireworks, then maybe I'll shoot some from there. But yeah, there's some really great firework photography out there for sure. But oh, I saw, God, I wish I could remember who did this. Saw some really cool stuff last year, maybe it was the year before, where a guy was zooming, you know, like a long exposure and you zooming of the fireworks. It just did these incredibly colorful, like beautiful flower things in the sky. So neat. Look for that. Look for search for firework photography zoom. You might find it. Bart says the 4th is for beer and barbecue. I don't shoot anything either. There you go. See? John says, I've just tested it. The call goes straight to voicemail. Doesn't interrupt the app that's running. Okay, great. Well, thank you. Now I know. Okay, I get, well, it's too late now. Thing's almost over. But good to know. Thank you very much. Okay, next time I will just do a DND. Do not disturb. Pocky is saying, please shed light on the speed boosters with autofocus. Metabones is just way overpriced with my Sigma 18-35. Well, speed boosters is Metabones. Are you talking about something else? And I know autofocus isn't as fast when you're using a speed booster and some other lens as it will be with the native Panasonic lenses. I still don't have any experience shooting these things. I know there's like 20 things that you guys really, really want me to do, and I really need to, and I really want to. They all just take time, and I've just been, what the hell? Oh, sorry, public parks. Been busy, but I will, I know. It sounds bad, but I will. All right. I guess that's it. Ooh, okay. Chris says, I just bought the G85. Any thoughts compared to the GH5? I couldn't swing the price tag, unfortunately. Oh, totally get it. G85 is fantastic. G85 is a really, really good camera. Big difference is 4K 60p on the GH5, right? That's only on here. Also, the 1080p at 180 frames per second is only on here. Those are, for video-wise, those are a couple of the big ones. The sensor and the engine, everything inside is new, right? I've heard a few people say, no, it's the same sensor as the GX8 or the G8. No, it's not. The sensor that's in this camera is totally new. Everything in this camera is, almost everything in this camera is new. New processor, much more faster processor, can handle a lot more, hence the 4K 60p Oh, and don't forget 4K 30p 8-bit internal, or 4K 60 10-bit external. Is that right? 4K 60 10-bit when recording externally. So those are some of the big advantages of this. For still photography, I think higher frame per second and faster autofocus tracking. The vector tracking is a big deal for still photography. Hey, speaking of recording externally, someone asked last week or a couple days ago when I was going to do the video about the Atomos, the Ninja Inferno. That's right. And I went, oh my God, that's right, I got to do that, and they want this thing back. Max, if you're watching, I'm sending the Atomos to you. That's where it goes next. I'm sorry I'm not sending it today. I'm sorry. I apologize if you're watching this. I still need it a couple more days. I'm going to shoot some stuff today with it. I still have to finish my GH5 training. The last chapter is about that, includes that, and I needed to get some more information. I have a call with the guys from Atomos in Australia, hopefully tomorrow, to go through a few things, to answer some questions. And I will do it. I'm probably gonna do the live thing about it next week. If I really have to ship it off before then, I'll record some stuff and just do an edited version of a video, but not a live one. Obviously, I want to do a live one, but it will get done before this thing gets sent off. I think the PR rep for Atomos is kind of pissed at me because I haven't sent it off yet. Sorry, buddy. And Max is probably going, where the hell's the Atomos? Sorry, buddy. But we're getting there. We are going to do it. I'm not forgetting all this stuff. Okay. Bart says, maybe I'll cook some ribs too and share photos with you. Excellent. Can you tell it's almost lunchtime here? I'm thinking only of food. I get it. It's 10 a.m. here and it's time for second breakfast. So, Ryan is asking experience. I don't know. Ryan, I'll send you the link later. I'll look it up as soon as we're done here. Okay. I think that's it. That's it. I'm good. It's time to go shoot a house. Got another real estate thing. This must be the season. I'm getting a lot of these jobs. Yeah. That's it, guys. I hope you have a good weekend. Hey, so remember, holiday weekend here in the U.S. Monday, technically not a holiday, but I am on holiday. I'm going to be down with family, visiting friends. Might go live, might not go live. We'll see how things go. Tuesday, definitely a holiday. Very unlikely to go live, but you never know. Wednesday, driving back from the Bay Area. Have to leave early. Whole complicated dropping people off at the airport thing. Probably not, almost definitely not going to go live on Wednesday. So I might not see you guys for almost a week, but then again I might. So who knows? All right, folks, I think that's it. My screen went dark. Anything else up here in the comments? Otherwise, we are going to sign off. I think that's it. All right, guys. Yeah, happy 4th to all of you. Florian saying happy 4th. Happy 4th to everybody in the U.S., everywhere else. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.